Thank you, Mary. I now recognize microphone 2.
Mr. Commander, Alicia Bell, delegate from North Carolina. Mr. Commander, since the rules of the convention have been suspended, I move that nominations for the office of National Vice Commander be made from the floor of this convention.
There is a motion before us that the nominations for office of National Vice Commander be made from the floor. Here in a second? Here in a second, the motion is non-debatable and requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. We will now entertain nominations for the offices of National Vice Commander from the floor. I now recognize microphone 1.
Mr. Commander, Manny Beltran, delegate of Arizona. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize Matthew Schuman for the purpose of nomination for the office of National Vice Commander, sir.
The chair recognizes Matthew Schuman.
Delegates of the American Legion, distinguished guests, and my fellow brothers and sister veterans, it is my honor to introduce to you a man whose life has been defined by service, leadership, and an unwavering belief in people. Benjamin Coach Hayden began that journey when he raised his right hand to enlist to the United States Air Force. From Dover, Delaware to Wiesbaden, Germany, he served as a surgical technician and medic. He didn't just treat the wounded, he trained entire European medical units in life-saving skills, which certainly saved countless lives. When his military career ended, his commitment to service didn't. He carried it forward in civilian life as a surgical professional, a teacher, and even as a coach, guiding young people to state championships on the field, but more importantly, developing good character to succeed in life. In 2010, Ben joined Post 24 in Tombstone, Arizona, and the American Legion quickly became his next mission. From Post Commander to Department Commander of Arizona, Ben has worn every hat this organization has to offer. As Department Commander, he summed up his vision with an inspiring phrase: one team, one goal, one heart, one soul. Through the years, Ben has been a stalwart supporter of Legion programs. He knows that when you get people involved in American Legion baseball, in Boys and Girls State, in oratorical contests, and supporting veterans and their families, that is when membership takes care of itself. He has lived that truth, and his leadership proves it. And while he has achieved much, including a congressional award for veteran service, what stands out is how he did it. He has the trust and respect of everyone because he himself respects those around him. He listens and leads with his heart. Service runs through his family. From his wife, Amy, a proud member of American Legion Auxiliary Unit 24 in Tombstone, Arizona, to his children who wear the uniforms of the United States Army, the United States Navy, and the United States Air Force. But for Ben, service is not just a chapter of his life, it is the entire story. He is looking forward to supporting the mission of National Commander Daniel K. Wiley and the entire American Legion family. So today, as we elect our next National Vice Commander, we are placing our trust in a leader who knows where we have been and, more importantly, where we are going. A leader who has never forgotten our mission and our goals. Delegates, please join me in voting for our next National Vice Commander, Benjamin Coach Hayden from the Department of Arizona. Thank you.
Chair recognizes microphone 2.
Delegate from Maryland. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize Chuck Gannon for the purpose of a nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
The chair recognizes Chuck Gannon.
Commander, guests, and distinguished bodies here on the rostrum. The air balloon has landed. The wizard has returned in his wagon and returned Dorothy to its rightful place, to the family. And now that family's looking to the future of the American Legion. I stand before you this morning to name Jan D. Larson, JD, from the Department of Maryland for the office of National Vice Commander. JD is someone that for 32 years has given his life to the American Legion. And that happened shortly after serving 21 years in the United States Coast Guard, retiring as a Chief Warrant Officer. During that time, he held many positions, especially in the headquarters of the Coast Guard. He served in the National Affairs Division, also serving as liaison for the Department of Defense schooling. During his career, he led the Department's Defense Society for Chief Petty Officers, later serving as chairperson for the Coast Guard Warrant Officer and Chief Warrant Officers Association. Upon his retirement in 1991, he moved out into the public, serving the rest of his life or working the rest of his life in management positions of large groups, managing small groups, managing very little groups. But the point is, he was managing. He attended the Legion College in 2005, a graduate. And I can tell you from experience, at the time he was county commander, the second day he was back, I got a phone call as part of the leadership in that county, along with 19 other individuals, all at the same time. He learned how to do that at Legion College. I think the Legion College just changed a little bit since then. He became Legion College Dean in the Department of Maryland and spread that knowledge for a long time. He served on probably one of our most important programs, committees, and that was a reorganization of the Department of Maryland, where we had to divide the department up into smaller areas to better serve all the posts that might need help. He did this during a 32-year period as a member of Disney Bell Post 66 in Bowie, Maryland. Now, Disney Bell is a very small post, small building, but it's come to be known as the biggest little post in Maryland. Lots of activity happens in that little building, not just social events, but events that affect the programs and the pillars of the American Legion. JD is one that we believe will help. No, it isn't that we know. We do believe he will help. We, the members of the Department of Maryland, believe for sure that JD will serve with distinction. National Vice Commanders are considered ambassadors as they travel various departments in their assigned regions. He is in command of many of the attributes needed to be an effective leader. He's energetic, well-spoken, and has a command of the word written word. He also has a very unique presentation on the history of the American Legion from 1919 to yesterday. 12 to 25 minutes it can be adjusted to, but it's not just for the Legion family. It's for those that know nothing about the Legion. It's a story that's told in a way that captured you. We're in hopes that during his travels, the various departments will give him an opportunity to present this history of what we have been and what we continue to be. Personality is required when you're a national vice commander. A personality to command small groups, large groups, little groups, and maybe an evenly group in that area filled with cigar smoke. J.D. was married to his late wife, Michelle, for 30 years. I know she was his biggest supporter when he began this quest several years ago to be National Vice Commander. This alone will be enough motivation to make him serve us well. So as a duly registered delegate to this 106th convention, I proudly and confidently nominate Jan D. Larson, J.D., for National Vice Commander.
The chair recognizes microphone 1.
Mr. Commander, Boyd Yoakum, delegate from Nebraska. Commander, I request that you recognize Mike Landcamer for the purpose of a nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
The chair recognizes Mike Landcamer.
Is that it?
Good morning. National Commander La Coursiere, national officers, delegates, alternates, and guests to this 106th National Convention of the American Legion. Today I have the honor to place Jerry Landcamer in nomination for National Vice Commander of the American Legion. I can tell you that I've known Jerry for about 70 years. That's right, 70 years. I'm his older brother. Jerry qualifies for membership in the American Legion because of his service to our country as a member of the United States Navy, which he joined at the age of 17. Jerry is a Vietnam veteran. He served at Fighter Squadron 1 on board the USS Enterprise, and while serving, was part of Operation Frequent Wind, which was the evacuation of South Vietnam. Following his service to his country, Jerry joined Hartman Post 84 in Columbus, Nebraska. He was elected at the age of 20 to the Executive Committee. He served as one of the 2 captains at Hartman Post 84 on the membership team, which set an all-time high. He also served the Hartman Post 84 Honor Guard as its youngest member. His employment moved him to Lincoln, Nebraska in 1980, and he joined Lincoln Post 3. He served on Post 3's Honor Guard from 1980 to 1984. And later in 1984, his employment moved him back to Columbus, where he rejoined Hartman Post 84 and served as 3rd and 2nd Vice Commander, along with again rejoining the Hartman Post 84 Honor Guard. In 1986, his employment took him to Norfolk, Nebraska, where he now resides. He joined Norfolk Post 16, where he has served as post commander on 5 different occasions. He is a Silver Brigade membership member. He's earned a 100% membership honor roll, Pearl Harbor Award, Department of Nebraska Category 4 Membership Award, and in 2003, he was chosen by his post to be the Legionnaire of the Year, and he received an honorary life membership in the American Legion. He served as Madison County Commander, District 2 Vice Commander, District 2 Commander, Department Area B Vice Commander, Senior Vice Commander, before being elected as Department Commander of Nebraska American Legion in 2006. While Department Commander, he led the Department of Nebraska to be the only department to accomplish 100% of the consolidated post reports by the original date. He has served as an alternate National Executive Committeeman, and while serving as an alternate National Executive Committeeman, he served on the National Americanism Council and Homeland Security and Civil Preparedness Committee. Jerry also served on Congressman Fortenberry's Military Academy Selection Committee. While serving as National Executive Committeeman, he served as the liaison to the National Legislative Council and served on the National Executive Committee's Subcommittee on Committees. Jerry has worked as a volunteer for Cornhusker Boys State from 2006 to 2019, and again in 2023 and 2024. In 2022, Jerry started an Avenue of Flags for those entering U.S. Highway 81, both in and leaving Norfolk, Nebraska. It's also known as Johnny Carson Boulevard. Jerry is a 52-year member of the American Legion. National Commander LaCourciere, delegates to this 106th National Convention, the American Legion, and as a delegate to this convention from the Department of Nebraska, I proudly place the name of Jerry Langhammer from the Department of Nebraska in nomination for the office of National Vice Commander of the American Legion. I thank you.
Chair recognizes microphone 2.
Mr. Commander, Todd McKinley, delegate from Tennessee. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize Dean Tuttle for the purpose of nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
Chair recognizes Dean Tuttle.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed delegates, honored guests, and fellow members, it is a proud privilege and personal honor to stand before you today to nominate Stephen Wiseman for the high office of National Vice Commander. As we gather at a pivotal moment in our organization's history, tasked in shaping the future and reaffirming the commitment to service, unity, and advocacy, I can think of no better individual better suited to help guide us through than Stephen, a leader whose dedication, vision, and integrity embody the very spirit of our mission. Throughout his career, Stephen has demonstrated time and again a rare blend of steadfast commitment, innovative thinking. He is not merely a participant for our cause, but he is a driving force, a catalyst for positive change, and a champion for every Legionnaire. From his earliest days as a volunteer in his local post to his recent tenure as Dean of the Department Legion College, Stephen's journey has been marked by tireless service, unwavering advocacy, and unyielding devotion that blends us together. Let us reflect a moment on what leadership truly means. Leadership is not only measured by titles that we hold or the accolades that we receive, but by the impact on others, by the willingness to listen and to serve and to inspire. Stephen Wiseman's leadership is defined above all by his sensitivity, known as Sensitive Steve, compassion, and humility. He has always made it a priority to hear every voice and value every opinion and the forge consensus and empathy and respect, whether he is visiting posts across the county, sitting down with new members, or representing the interests on Capitol Hill. Stephen brings people together. He understands that our strength lies with our unity, and he works tirelessly to build bridges and foster collaboration. But what truly sets Stephen apart from his vision is the future. He recognizes that the organization must evolve in a changing world, embracing the technology, addressing emerging challenges, and reaching out a new generation of veterans and allies. Stephen has been a youth champion, teaching grade school students our nation's history and flag etiquette. He also serves on the Elvin York Institute board member. His initiatives have brought him to reach and deepened by our impact, transforming the way that we serve and connect. I have the privilege of working alongside Stephen on many occasions, including the complete rewrite of the department constitution and bylaws. I can attest firsthand his boundless energy and unwavering positivity. In times of crisis, he is resolute and forward-thinking. In moments of triumph, he is generous in his praise and quick to share credit. Throughout every endeavor, Stephen remains a guided, profound of duty, and not only members, but to communities that we serve and the values we uphold. His reputation for honesty and openness is unmatched. His colleagues trust him, and his peers respect him, and his friends cherish him. Stephen's qualifications for the role of National Commander are beyond dispute. He possesses the strategic insight required to navigate complex challenges, and his communication skills to unite diverse groups of operational expertise to drive the sustained growth. But more than that, he brings heart to every task, an unwavering commitment to service, a deep-seated respect for tradition, and an innovative spirit that refuses to accept the status quo. Let us consider the qualities that seek National Vice Commander. We need a leader who is steadfast and reliable, who can chart the bold course, but also honor the cherished customs. We need someone who can advocate fiercely our interests, who will respect us with dignity and courage, who will always put the needs of our members first. Stephen is that leader and has proven in every action and initiative. In closing, Stephen is a servant leader in the truest sense, one who places welfare above others, above his own, who leads by example and inspires those around him to be greater heights. As National Vice Commander, Stephen Wiseman will not only represent the organization with honor, he will realize our highest aspirations. Let us seize the moment and to affirm the commitment to excellence, to unity, and to progress. Let us choose a leader who will guide us and the compassion who will honor us with foregoing brighter future. I am proud to nominate Stephen Wiseman for National Commander 2526, and I will ask you to join me to support his candidacy. Together, we will continue to serve and to advocate and inspire today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. As a duly registered delegate to the National Convention, I support Stephen Wiseman. Thank you.
Chair recognizes microphone 1.
Mr. Commander, Joe Zickman, delegate from Vermont. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize Larry Thompson for the purpose of a nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
Chair recognizes Larry Thompson.
Commander, delegates and distinguished members, I'm here to nominate Ron LaRose for the high office of the American Legion. It's a distinct honor. Ron has served our Legion for years, and he's always been a dedicated member, both at department level and at national level. Ron was born and raised in Vermont, and he still lives in the Green Mountain State with his wife of 56 years, Connie. He has 2 sons, 2 daughter-in-laws, and 3 grandchildren, and he's looking forward for the next generation. Ron's education is in engineering, and now he owns a land surveying business with his son. So attention to detail is important to him. He has been a member of clubs and groups in his community for years, to include Scoutmaster for years. He currently serves as the chairman of the Design Review Committee in his town of Bristol, Vermont. Ron enlisted in the Vermont Army National Guard. You think, oh, he's a Guard member. Well, after his enlistment, he was in college. He continued on and decided that wasn't enough.
I needed more. So he stepped up, and he was commissioned in 1976 as a second lieutenant. Ron's eagerness to challenge himself eventually led to him applying for a Captains to Europe program, and that led him to 3 years in Germany, where he was an active duty officer. After returning from Germany, he went back to the Guard, and he spent 26 years full-time in the Vermont Army National Guard. He held numerous positions in the Guard position. One of the most notable was Director of Personnel when we started sending troops to Southwest Asia. And he also had a deployment to the Pentagon to work. Ron retired in 2005 as a lieutenant colonel with 39 years of service. Ron has held many positions in the American Legion. He started at the post level as a vice commander and then worked his way up to commander. At the state level, he has started as a county commander and worked his way all the way up to state commander, where he did 2 years during the pandemic. He has served at the national level as an NEC member. During his time as post commander, he was responsible for establishing a new Veterans Memorial in his town green. He was also instrumental in establishing a private room in his post with a computer so that veterans could connect with the VA. What a wonderful idea. I think it should happen at all posts. During his time as a department commander, his DSO became terminally ill. Well, he'd been in the office for 38 years, so boy, it was tough to find someone. Ron found the right person, and he filled the position. That's me. Ron has been involved in Legion programs at the post, state, and national level. He was the first coach of the County Legion baseball team in Vermont, and he coached the team for many years and is still involved as the liaison between the 3 posts. At the state level, he chaired the XPOW and Boy Scout Committee for years. He has also served on the Finance Committee, the Athletic Committee, and the Advisory Committee. At the national level, he has served on the National Security Commission and the Committee on Youth Education. As you can see, Ron has been an active member in the American Legion at all levels and a strong advocate for veterans, youth, and community. He enjoys challenging himself and will serve well as the American Legion Vice Commander. It is my proud honor to nominate Ron LaRose as a duly elected delegate to this convention for the high office of Vice Commander.
I now recognize microphone 2.
Mr. Commander, Caroline Yermala, delegate from Maine. Mr. Commander, I move that nominations for the office of National Vice Commander be closed.
We have a motion that nominations for the office of National Vice Commander be closed. Is there a second? Here in a second, the motion is non-debatable and requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Carried. The chair recognizes microphone 1.
Mr. Commander, Keith Koster, delegate from New York. Mr. Commander, I move that the national adjutant be authorized to cast 1 vote 5 times for the entire delegate strength of this convention, and that the 5 candidates, Benjamin E. Hayden, Jan D. Larson, Jerry Landcamer, Stephen T. Weissman, Ronald L. LaRose, be elected National Vice Commander by acclamation.
We have a motion that the national adjutant be authorized to cast 1 vote 5 times for the entire delegate strength of this convention, and that the nominated 5 candidates, Benjamin E. Hayden, Jan D. Larson, Jerry Landcamer, Stephen T. Weissman, and Ronald L. LaRose be elected National Vice Commanders by acclamation. Is there a second? Hearing a motion and a second, the motion is non-debatable and requires a two-thirds vote. All those in favor signify by aye. Opposed, nay. Motion's carried. I now call on the National Adjutant.
As the National Adjutant for the American Legion, I cast one vote 5 times, which each represent the entire delegate strength of this convention for Benjamin E. Heaton, Jan D. Laren, Jerry Landcamer, Stephen T. Wiseman, and Ronald L. LaRose for the offices of National Vice Commander of the American Legion.
I declare Benjamin E. Heaton, Jan D. Larson, Jerry Landcamer, Stephen T. Weissman, and Ronald L. LaRose as elected National Vice Commanders of the American Legion.